In a large chamber of natural stone, bright and blazing braziers light the room with a near brutal heat. The strange shadows of hellish forms bounce along the walls, cast by a small group standing before a desk, waiting with eternal patience. The desk, along with various bookshelves that line the perimeter of the room, is piled high with tomes, ledgers, and scrolls covered in harsh, jagged script. Behind it sits a handsome and regal, fiery-skinned and long-horned man, draped in robes and scrolling parchment, meticulously marking and reading details across countless notes and reports. As Velvegander, how are your inventory reports? The horrible form of a grotesque cherub with eyes, mouth, and wings of a fly flits forward.
Everything is in order, my lord. Though the flesh warps do not respond well to such grunt work. They prefer the task of bloodshed.
I don't care about their preferences, Zebub. You will teach them a devil's patience, and in time they will have the battlefield they want.
Of course, my lord.
Barkambuk, how did the Aranese fare with the portal? And how is your progress in Forge? A stern and muscular man steps forward, flaming hell-forged hammer in hand. His glowing eyes and huge black wings give away his fallen angel origins.
The Aranese progress is the same. They talk theory and philosophy in circles, and they continue to insist they are left alone. And the Aegean tires are standing as their guard. As far as the Forge, I see little point in making all these mundane weapons when my expertise in hellforging goes to waste.
Ha! Fool. Our army will not be entirely comprised of those who can wield hell-forged arms. Do I need to send a Zebub to see your tasks done? The smith bristles with disgust at the suggestion. The Zebub chuckles with evil glee. Abrogar, how fares the training? A cloven-hooved and wriggling bearded monstrosity grins with cruelty, its deadly jagged glaive resting easily in the crook of his arm.
The band has worked wonders, my lord. Mindless though these creatures are, they can be directed after a fashion.
Very good. Zek, where is Isant Galir? He has not reported in for some time. A small gangly imp hops up to the desk with a flap of its wings, an air of mischief all about it.
They insist that they're still working on their troop strategies, my lord. And if you ask me, they have waned in their focus.
I did not ask you.
Yes, my lord. And there is this Aller, the creature from below. She still insists on speaking with you. She claims to be reporting for the sorceress herself.
First, this pointless turf war with the centipedes above. Now more cretins from below. I do not need these interruptions if I am to see the contract fulfilled. We will seal the way down, as Valvegander, Abrogar see it is done. And this Aller, they too will have to learn a devil's patience.
With one Zebub escaped, the heroes licked their deep, infernal wounds. And despite the escapee, a reward lay at hand as Tulok found more valuable equipment left behind by ages past. Wondering what to do next, the heroes pondered the destruction of the Shanrakal behemoth on the arena floor, but thought better of it for the time being, and instead sought new danger in their first steps to the next level below. They soon found small prison cells occupied by 2 residents. Glashtramdur, the deep gnome they had saved from the kitchens and the tavern, had been caught again. Glash explained he had followed the skulk Jezeli as she veered off to find someone she called the Motley Man. The connection stirred the heroes with anxiety and hope to finally help young Doriana Menimes. In the other cell hung a tiefling, strung up by her feet and nearly dead from dehydration. Carefully nursing her back to consciousness, she revealed she had failed in her task given to her by the contract devil, Urivian. The task was to capture and deliver Carmen Rajani.
You know, I love listening back to the episodes when we get to our process, you know? The old edit and review and cut and all that stuff. Because when you're listening back to them, sometimes it's just funny, you know? We are funny, or we have our moments anyway.
I hope so.
But sometimes I listen to spots too and I go, oh man, that's dragging on. What a long combat. I remember that one. But people still seem to like it, and people still seem to be on edge sometimes. So that's good. But I can't help but notice, you know, like anyone who's listening to themselves back on a recording, can't help but feel a little self-conscious about a thing or two. One particular thing for me. So I was wondering if anyone here also feels self-conscious about what they hear back from themselves. Mine
100%.
My particular thing is how much I laugh and giggle at everything. Like I will say a dramatic line from an NPC and then laugh out loud for no reason. And I do that like all the time anyway. I'm just like,
you're laughing right now.
I laugh at everything. I don't really know why. Maybe it's a coping mechanism, but I'm seldom actually just nervous and self-conscious or anything. It's just what I do. And but sometimes I'm like, man, am I breaking up the drama here? And I just get all giggly about it.
I'll fully admit, like for the episodes that I edit, I cut out a lot of your laughter. Like there's a lot of times where I'll just like cut it off by about half, and it still gets across that you were having a great time.
Yeah, I don't mind the big gut busting laughs. You know, those are fun. Even if I'm the only one, I don't mind. But it's the little giggles all over the place that I just drive myself crazy with them sometimes. Well, I know that's a me thing. You know, no one's really seemed to have ever complained. And good call, Dunk.
I think it's a good thing though, because sometimes, because we aren't playing in person and behind the scenes, I'm generally like, what spell I'm going to use next. Looking back at my notes, doing stuff like that, like sometimes jokes fly by that are hilarious that I just kind of forget to laugh to because I'm just focused on different things. So it actually helps a lot. So it's not just dead air when fucking Duncan has a zinger or whatever.
Yeah. It is hard to like not sound like we're all talking over each other just by trying to all laugh at the same joke. So having you there chuckling along at every stupid little thing that gets said is pretty great.
Yeah, it's also great because my bad jokes get laughs out of it. So
speaking of bad jokes, I hear a lot of my bad jokes that go nowhere, and I'm like, I'm just gonna remove that one from the mix too. And then, I get some good laughs out of myself, but some of the stuff that hits the cutting room floor, like you know how bad some of the stuff that stays in is.
Yeah, listeners, if you ever hear one that's left in that's like no one responded to, and it's like a kind of a small deep cut, or maybe one one person giggled a tiny bit, and then we just move on. There are loads of those. There are so many of those, and they just get cut. Yeah,
Spits ahoy over here.
Only leaving the occasional one. Probably for just the sense of realism, I guess. Scott, we all know yours is your inability to say anything more than 3 syllables long. Anything else?
No, pretty much just that.
Okay. I feel like we've broken you of the self-consciousness by, forcefully by not letting up. At least that was my particular strategy.
Oh, honestly, I don't even really care about that too much. I think that more than anything, it's just like when I fumble over rules or forget things that when you're recording immediately after, I'm just like, oh fuck, I should have used this spell. Or if I had done those 2 actions in reverse, like the buff would have been better. Or it's like essentially like demoralizing as your last action, doing things like that.
Right.
Just because I'm
first.
kind of
yeah. Yeah.
I find I've been the same, but like listening back and kind of going about hearing how it all actually played out, I kind of feel better hearing it again and not as bad. Like in the room, it feels like it can feel a little bit chaotic and as if, you're not sure if you made the right decision. And then you listen back and you're like, oh no, we were all just getting our asses kicked and none of us knew what to do. So that's really comforting sometimes. Yeah. And other times you're like, dude, shut the fuck
up. James, what's your long dirty laundry list?
So many. So I've been editing way longer than anybody else here, so I know all of my verbal foibles. When I'm not on my allergy meds, I have this this thing where I can't really breathe out of my nose. I have a deadly combination of allergies and a deviated septum. So if I'm not on my allergy meds, I can't breathe through my nose at all, which means I tend to follow words with like a sigh, but it's actually just me trying to get air in, but there's no break between the end of my
I feel like I've
words.
noticed a few of those.
I know that sound. Yeah.
Yeah. So that I hate it so much to the point where I'm looking into getting surgery to get that corrected.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Just do a lot of cocaine.
Yes, the occasional time you're kind of like, what? James just said a funny thing or made an awesome dramatic line. Why did he just sigh and defeat at himself?
It's because I can't breathe. I ran out of breath because I can't breathe through my nose, which happens more often than not. I also have this this thing where I lean on like if I'm going through a sentence and I need to pause to think, I will talk a lot and then stop and then go and then jump back into it. And I hate that I do it, and I'm so aware of it, and I'm aware of it in the moment.
Doesn't
to the point where I now but I want to be better.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just more work for me and Duncan and Cam. Like why? So I'm trying to be aware of it enough now that I pause afterwards before launching into another sentence. So now I've actually done this thing where I slowed my verbal pattern a little bit. So if a word starts with you, there's always a little bit of a pause afterwards because I've just forced that into my day-to-day life.
All about forming that.
Every now and again, before I start a sentence, I'll have a vocal click, like, which drives me fucking crazy. I hate it. I hate it when anybody does it. It kills me. So I have to go back and edit them all out. Even in the episodes I don't edit, sometimes I'll scrub through and see if there are any in on anybody's track and just pull them out.
It's really awful. So you just gave an example of it, and now if you remove it, people won't have context. So now you have to keep that one in.
Yeah, that one I can keep in, but it's the only one I think. I mean, I'm sure I've missed some, but the episodes I edit, they are not there because I am so diligent about getting rid of them.
Now that we're doing ET Live, I'm sure they're all over the place.
Oh, they are, yeah. But with some of our filters, it cuts it out because that's a different audio process than stemming the tide.
Oh, and I normally speak in a Cockney British accent and sometimes catch myself slipping, but I've been good lately.
Yeah, we've had to punch in a bunch of Duncan's tracks to get rid of the Cockney accent. I guess James.
It really helps that he stopped wearing the powdered barrister wig.
Yeah, that powder isn't cheap. Inflation hits us all, buddy.
In this economy,
powdered wig economy is nuts.
There's no secondhand market. It's real weird.
Your first one, though, James, is begs the question. The fact that you can't breathe through your nose, is that what puts you in line with wanting to play Shoonies all the time? Given they're basically humanoid pugs who can't breathe through their nose. do you feel some sort of kinship with that ancestry?
Fair question.
No, I just really like my first Shoonie. Like I love that character so much because it was the first time I made a character that I really just didn't take seriously at all in any way, shape, or form. There's normally one aspect or one side of them that I take very seriously and one side of them that I don't. Like with Izori, I took her backstory very seriously, but I took her build not very seriously. That's very thematic. That's not optimized. Mm-hmm. Same with Samal's. Gilda's a little bit different. Her backstory was a little loosey-goosey, but her build was real tight. Mm-hmm. And Arthur was just, you know what, fuck it, this looks fun.
Yeah. Arthur was fun, too.
Yeah.
Well, that's all fun. I have no segue. Can anyone think of anything? Because... I just thought it was an interesting topic of conversation.
Nope, no segue today.
No segues. Okay, so another interesting topic of conversation
is... Something boxes we put ourselves in.
The fact that people choking to death, I almost drowned this tiefling with water at the end of last episode.
That'll do.
This poor dehydrated tiefling who is on the brink of death and... has just revealed to you that they were contracted by Eurivian to hunt down Carmen Rajani and failed. And that's why they are imprisoned in this tiny little cell.
Oopsies. Because essentially, that was our fault.
Trying to show someone how to do their job.
I mean, was it? You don't know.
Well, we brought Carmen Rajani down into the gauntlet, and then he died immediately.
This is true.
Yeah,
but
he got.
You also don't know how long this tiefling has been in prison.
I mean, if they were in prison before he's dead, they're bad at their job.
Well, that's just it.
Sinemi, you say your name is?
Sinemi, yes.
Emphasis on the wrong syllable. My apologies.
I get that a lot. It's fine.
So you say you were here hunting Carmen Rajani. You failed in this task?
Yes.
How so?
Well, when I made my way to Otari, I was scouting Rajani for the opportunities. He up and disappeared. Quite simply. And there was a bit of kerfuffle in the town. Reports of some sort of fire. I came back to Euriven to see if he had any information with his scouts. And that's when he lost his patience with me. Not a common thing with the devil. But for some reason he wanted Carmen bad enough that it set him off.
Do you know why?
He fears that Carmen is gone. I don't know. He's a contract devil's not about to reveal something like that to me.
Well, it may ease your mind to know that Carmen is dead.
It eases my mind no more than me being imprisoned in here. Or even will see me dead regardless, unless you can get me out of here.
Why would I allow you, someone who is hunting down a member of Otari, to just go free?
I'm a bounty hunter. Plain and simple. It's not a pretty trade, but it's not technically illegal either. Some people simply have bounties on their heads, legal ones. This was just another contract for another person. I'm sure Carmen deserved it, one way or another. Besides, I don't know what we even want with him. For all I know, he wanted to give something to Carmen, not just kill him.
Scott thinks that math just ain't mathin'.
I wonder if they wanted the cooperative blade to make sure nobody could penetrate the seal above.
Are you're keeping watch on this conversation, Izori? Yes?
She is, yeah.
And what language were we speaking again?
Common. Zora, you, as Tulak's having this conversation, you are kind of keeping an eye on Sainemi and kind of scanning her features. And it sparks in your head that you definitely saw a wanted poster for this tiefling when you were in Absalom.
Well, does she remember what the bounty was?
Yeah, memory serves you that it was 30 gold dead, 60 alive. And report it to the nearest local authority if need be.
Be careful what she says, Tulok. There is a bounty on this one. I recognize her from a poster in Absalom. 30 gold dead, if I remember correctly. Perhaps we leave her strung up, cut her throat, and deliver her to Longsettle for the gold.
And Sainemi, being very weak, kind of balks at the mention of it and kind of pulls back, and a little bit of a look of a panic goes over her face. Now, listen. I'll go willingly. Doesn't have to be dead.
And what, pray tell, would the authorities in Absalom be wanting you for?
Exactly what I just described to you. Some of it's legal. Some of it's not.
All bounty hunting is legal under the Charter of Isle of Kortos, so you must have taken some less than above-board contracts. Is that right, Sainemi?
You could say that, yes.
And which particular contract landed you in water with the guards of Otari?
It would be hard to be specific, to be honest.
I stand by my first suggestion, Sage. We cut her throat, bring her to Lardis, collect the reward.
I tend to agree. This evil creature, just trying to have us free it, lie to our faces, say that it's doing nothing more than bringing Carmen back to a devil of all people. I mean, you say that you're a bounty hunter, lawful, so lies. You're no different than any other creature down here. Evil, disgusting, a part of the problem.
And slitting my throat is? Killing me in cold blood instead of turning me into the authorities, that's less evil?
That's by the law. Social contract we all agreed to.
In her defense, it did also mention something about bringing her alive. But it's a long way. Looks like a lot of trouble.
We don't have to be hasty here. We just have to make a deal. A new deal for you. It seems like you like that sort of thing. Give us information. Give us knowledge about Erevian?
Eurevian?
And where?
Exactly like that.
Erevian.
Scott's high on cold meds, listeners, so buckle up.
You got the inflection just perfect. Hi, my name is Erevian! Contract Devil!
And where we may find him. And Tulok, still with the staff of necromancy in his hand, much to your approval, Freeman.
Still? Since when?
Since that stupid fight where he deafened that creature. Anyways, holds the staff and just kind of rams it under her throat, pushing her head up to look at him. Give us information, and perhaps you may live. And I want to roll intimidation. Yes.
All right, go for it.
I'd like to aid.
She's in no condition to fight against you when you do this.
It's a 21, 4 on the die for a 21.
That is a 27 to aid.
Yep. Thoroughly intimidated. Instead of kind of slumps back against the wall, the staff under her chin, kind of forcing her head up. She says, I would help you if I could. I know nothing. I was told nothing, and I have seen nothing.
Lies. You said you were going back to see this creature to give them the news or find an update from their other spies. Where do you find them? Where are they located in this dungeon? And who are the other spies?
I met with Yurivan in this very hallway the first time, and one of his spies the second. And I was imprisoned immediately. That is it. I was contacted by a spy on the surface, brought here only. The only other place I've seen is a dreadful creature above, and the devils that were occupying the room to the south of it. That's it.
Okay, I want to roll a perception as a sense motive.
Okay. I'm rolling it up now, and you have no reason to think that they're lying at this point.
Son of a bitch. I hate secret checks.
Can you describe the spy you met with on the surface? The one who contacted you?
One of those dreadful creatures, the Zebub. Fly little thing.
On the surface?
Yes.
Well, 60 gold pieces isn't a particularly large amount in my coffers. She does appear to have told us everything she knows. Perhaps we do cut her down, let her go. I feel like she's probably learned every lesson this place can teach her at this point.
Tulok is staring at this creature with his brow furrowed. This is letting go an evil creature who...
Well, we don't know it's an evil creature. We know it's a bounty hunter who's been imprisoned for doing a bad job and has wanted an Absalom for doing a bad job.
Yeah.
Those are mistakes. They don't necessarily define this individual. And Azori knows that. Her crew is made up of misfits. She just wanted to intimidate this being. She's not evil. She just doesn't care about them. Her only goal is to get to the being behind this so she can murder them in revenge of Samal.
What I will say is Azori, there was probably a list of crimes on the poster. And you would have seen things like kidnapping, extortion, bribery. You feel like you didn't distinctly hear murder or anything, brutal.
Kidnapping's pretty brutal.
Well, depends on who you're kidnapping, but yeah, I know what you mean. Like
what?
Well, I mean, don't be it's brutal, but like
no,
we're not.
No,
but
no,
how
keep
do you,
going
how
down
do you
that
know?
road for me.
How do you
I'm
know
interested.
this bounty hunter didn't kidnap like a corrupt politician for a good one, but it's an illegal act? It's
They
like,
had Absalom syndrome. They fell in love with their captors.
You don't know.
No, Azori does
know the
not
details.
fuck with kidnapping. Bribery, extortion, cool. Kidnapping, nope. That's not okay in her books.
The kid in kidnapping is not always a kid.
Right, but you're still stealing somebody away from their life and holding them either for ransom or for some other nefarious purposes.
All I'm saying is you don't know the details.
James just might have an issue with this one because his last name's Kid.
And he does not like being forced to have a nap.
My namesake is a very famous pirate who is a big fan of kidnapping. Believe it.
So you're trying to buck the family trend.
Maybe let's not call it a family trend just in case my dad listens to this. But
don't want to out him as a kidnapper.
It's just not something that Azori messes with. Like she's fine with bribery, extortion, burglary, all that kind of stuff. That stuff doesn't really bother her. She spent so much time on the inner sea and sailing around. Like even in the Eye of Abindago, there would have been some like ransoms and stuff like that. But kidnapping it doesn't sit right. I don't have a reason in her backstory that it doesn't sit right, but
yeah,
I'm making that call right now.
Sure, no,
it's like
by all means.
Gilda being
By all
afraid
means.
of small spaces. I'm deciding that here and now.
Okay, so Tulok looks this creature up and down and then turns back to Krucka and Azori and says, well, she seems to be tied up at the moment. Perhaps we leave her there for now until we get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, we haven't taken her down yet, right?
No, I think you did. She was hanging by her ankles, but the manacles came away pretty easy. But you could lock her back up pretty easy as well.
Yeah, Krucka, who was, while this was all going on, thoroughly searching the walls for hidden doors, just shrugs and keeps searching.
Okay.
Are we all on the neutral spectrum?
I mean, for as long as
Oh my God,
alignment
we
survives
are.
in the game,
Yeah.
I think you are.
Okay.
Just ambivalently walking through this dungeon.
That really changes the party dynamic pretty
Real
drastically.
shady.
Yeah.
Yeah. Izori just walks away a little bit.
Tulok's going to continue to be the moral decision maker.
Uh-oh.
Just getting your sketchier by the day.
Yeah, which is grown a bit dubious and is only going to get worse, I think.
Show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
I have a funny feeling this is gonna turn into like do-gooders trying to help out to an evil party by the end of it.
Well, Tulok calls over Krucka to help him lock this woman back up.
Jeez, you do something once.
And as you do, like this sort of like panic comes over her face at first, and then as Krucka steps in and like grabs a hold of her, she just sort of resigns to her fate, and she says, "Please, just leave me some water at least."
Izori will leave her water skin and 7 rations.
So once she's all strung back up, rations, water, all in place, Tulok kind of stares her closely in the eyes, like uncomfortably close, and just says, "Don't worry, you may not need all those rations. We'll be back before then. Once we have a little more information on what to do with you, you may yet live, but you may not." And he just kind of like stands up and brushes against her, and she is kind of like upside down, just is swinging as he closes the door behind him.
We left her upside down?
I mean, I feel like she was hanging upside down.
Like a bat.
That doesn't mean we had to leave her that way.
Oh god, that's pure torture. That's like she was just
Yeah.
dying upside down. You're gonna throw her upside down again?
Fine. It was just cooler in my mind
My
for the
God.
Then you grab
stare
little
down.
sips of water.
Yeah,
as
you're
she's going
manacling
back
her
and forth.
mangled ankles.
All right,
You can leave her upside down, but I would make the case for an alignment slide.
she's manacled
Neutral
by the
good my ass.
stupid hands, but she still swings.
Only because she likes it.
Let's say you tied the water skin around her neck so she can like get her mouth on it and like tip her head back to get a drink out of it.
Anything in the walls there, Brian?
No, afraid not.
Tulok exits and turns to Glastrumder.
Glastrumdur. Dur. I keep forgetting what voice I did. I think I just gave him a deep, gravelly one that's kind of generic.
All right, since you've decided to come with us, come along. For as long as you want, though, please remember that many in our party have died. If at any point you see an escape down to your home, take it.
Thank you. I relish the ability to reach the Darklands again. I will take my leave the moment I can. But for now, I will be as helpful as I can.
And you all should have control over it.
James, you
You
always
have-
wanted to play a druid, right?
No, that's like the one class I've never had any interest in playing, but I keep trying to play it because I want to love it.
Okay. I don't remember if we... Okay. This next room was like bars, and then a 10-foot square, and then double doors. I don't
That's-
remember if we
yeah.
searched it, or... I'm just going to look in there to see if I see any traps or press plates or anything.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you basically have like, I think it's like it's a portcullis, but it's raised, so it's open already. And they got 2 double doors. And you don't detect or see anything.
No arrow
only
slits,
thing-
no murder holes.
No murder holes.
Huh?
You see a faint red light kind of peeking out from under the door. But that's it.
Is it a large double door? Is that what I'm seeing
Yeah.
here? Okay.
Tulok moves forward and detects magic.
Detecting magic. Yes, you detect magic. Absolutely.
what type of magic at the highest level, and what 5-foot square would you pinpoint it to, sir?
Enchantment, and it is located ahead of you, but also above you. Kind of straight ahead, about 10, a little more than 10 feet, but up in the air.
Whatever. I'm opening the door.
Okay.
You crack the door.
Ooh! Whoa!
And it opens to an octagonal room that actually the walls go up in the shape of like an octagonal pyramid to a point in the ceiling. And there are double doors to the north, east, and south of the octagon, and a bright blood red light shines down from the top of the pyramid in a perfect circle about 15 feet wide. Yeah, it appears as though the source of the light is the magic you were detecting, the enchantment.
Kruka's gonna crack in tandem since it's a double door.
So it's not even necromantic, hey?
Nope. For all you know, it's just a magical light. Like it could just, like there's like an ever-burning torch, or like you just enchant kind of things.
Tulok steps into the room.
Kruka would like to search the walls, going counterclockwise.
Searching the walls. It's like your side hustle. It's just searching walls.
So far, it has worked enough of the time to be worth it.
Yeah.
Kruka's built different, man.
Yeah,
Don't get on his hustle culture.
He just gets fascinated by masonry.
Can I try to identify the magic?
I will aid.
You want to identify it in what way? Like you're trying to identify its purpose or some such?
Spend 10 minutes to identify the particulars of the magic.
Okay. And then you roll a check for that, I guess?
Yeah. This is an exploration activity, so I would roll a magic check. My shit being occultism feels the most appropriate.
35 to aid.
Helpful boy.
Holy crap.
I got a 5 on the die for a 19, so
21?
Might be helpful.
All you can gather is like standing at the edge of the room looking up at a light in this pyramid ceiling. You can't tell shit from it.
Okay.
Cool, that's a light in the ceiling.
And it appears to actually just be like a light in the ceiling. It's not like shining down from the level above or anything. It's part of the
part. Yeah, you can see the ceiling. It kind of comes into a point. Yeah, and it just seems to be the source is the point.
Recessed magic lighting.
And it definitely doesn't go up high enough to reach, say, the next level.
I've never seen anything quite like that.
Glashstrumdur chimes in.
But then again, I've seen very little worked stone in my time. This must be the sort of thing of surface dwellers.
We're pretty far underground, but yes.
No, you are not. No offense, Master Orc. But you are not.
Some taken. All right, well, Tulok will move to the north end of the room, skirting around this light. He will not enter it. And we'll listen at the door.
Okay. Kruka's spinning around the room.
Whirling.
Azoriel will stick her hand into the light. I'm a sucker for this, apparently.
Yeah.
Glashstrumdur kind of looks over at you as you just extend one hand out. And slowly your hand is kind of your fingers your fingers and like the knuckles and then the palm of your hand are bathed in the light, and as it hits your wrist, the light suddenly extends to the full length of the room. Just and then you hear this bwah, 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 bwah. Everyone roll a will save.
Son of a biscuit. I want to touch the red light.
Stupefied is not treating me well on will saves.
It's a 28 for Azori, who's like just kind of holding, like pulling her glove down, just kind of glancing around the room. Like, what just happened?
That is a 19 for Kruka, who desperately looks around for a cardboard box.
That was a 16 for Tulok, who was listening at the door, not paying attention to what happened behind him.
Okay, so let's see here. So Krucka got a, was it 19, sorry?
Yeah, it was.
You are paralyzed for 1 round.
Stupefied and paralyzed.
Izori, 28. That is a success. You are stunned, 2.
Is this a mental effect?
This is a mental effect.
Okay,
And-
I don't think this counts. It's so I'll
Okay.
yeah.
Glastrumdur rolls a natural 20
Hey.
Thank
as
God.
he's like side-eyeing Izori for it. He steals himself. And Tulok, I'm afraid you got a sweet critical failure. And you become stupefied too. And you are paralyzed
Oh, don't say for a minute.
for 3 rounds.
Oh, we're having fun.
Oh, shit.
Everyone roll for initiative.
Can I just really quickly just remind everyone we're in the fucking prison level?
You
All right.
sure are.
I mean, next time say don't touch shit. I won't touch shit. Trying to put it on you.
Yeah.
All right, what we get for some sweet initiative?
24 for Krucka.
Okay.
21 for Azori.
Tulok.
Stupid 15.
Someone want to roll Glastrumdur?
Playing the 15.
Oh, he got a natural 20.
He's just killing
He's killing it. He's killing it.
Tell him not to use them all up right now.
All right, Glastrumdur is up. What do you want him to do?
Have him hold.
Do it like a delay?
Yeah. So here's my plan. Okay.
Please.
He delays. Izori casts a spell called Friend Fetch, which means I can drag you towards me. And then Glastrumdur uses Ant Haul to lift Krugga, and Izori drags Tulok out.
I like it.
I would try a door just to make sure we can even get out before we start crossing spells.
Hey, we're both paralyzed, bud.
Yep, that's true.
And it's beware, 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 beware. There's like an alarm going off, blaring in your ears. Glash is gonna delay.
I'm open to other ideas. That's just all I've got to help fix the situation that I ruined.
I love it. You got us into this mess. You get to save.
Okay. I don't know. I don't even know if Ant Haul will work on Krugga, but so yeah, he'll delay.
Okay, delay. So next up, one of the doors to the south cracks open, and you just hear this gruff voice going,
All right, lump. Let's see who's been caught in the spider's web now.
and that is in Aklo. I think only Tulok understands Aklo. And this Malvin Talk steps into the room and kind of looks around. He's like,
Oh, we've got quite the haul.
and he like reaches back and grabs the other door and slams it open. And this hideous, strange shaped, like it's still humanoid, but it's all lumpy and really odd looking, steps into the room. And could Cam please describe their character?
On the other side.
Before you stands an abomination of flesh, standing at 7 feet tall, weighing 400 pounds. They're covered in metal plates, some bolted into their flesh and others held in place by thick fibers of muscle. The miserable creature stares at you with an unblinking eye where its mouth should be, and you see two mouths where its eyes should be, its lips forming weird eyelids. On its plate armor, you see a bloody handprint far too small to be its own. And before you, its hand seems to change between shapes as muscles peel away to reveal sharpened bone and bits of metal, elongating into thin whips and crude blunt instruments. And it seems to be aware of everything around it that moves, even the slightest bit, its eye rotating to focus on imperceptible objects.
Kill it.
And kill it with fire. And can we just take a look at this amazing artwork that Cam's partner has done for this character?
Whoa.
That is horrifying.
Oh shit!
It truly is. Truly is.
Yeah.
I've now updated the permissions, so you should all be able to observe this character. But in the meantime, Cam, what do you do?
I see the party just standing before me, some of them paralyzed with fear, some of them seeming to just like try to get their act together as the alarm blares. And you watch as the right arm turns into a fleshy bone morning star in their hand. Their shield comes up to rise, and then I'm going to turn to my buddy here that just tried to tell me what to do and smack him in the head.
Well, Lump, what are you waiting for? Oh, Lump, what are you doing?
That's enough telling me what to do. I'm tired of you. And then, excuse me,
friendly
friends.
slap, or you caving his skull in?
Oh, I'm caving his skull in, friend. And yeah, so I just bring the Morning Star down. That's a 10 on the die for a 27 to hit.
That hits.
All right. For 13 points of damage.
Okay.
And then for my last action, I'm going to go ahead and bring my shield down to try to trip this creature.
Oh shit!
What type of creature is the other creature?
It's a Mulventalk. You fought one before.
Okay. The clear.
We
skin.
freed from stone with the basilisk.
Copy that.
Yeah.
And that is a 2 on the die for a 21 to trip this creature.
That's against my reflex
Reflex DC.
That's a meat to beat.
With the 2. We love that.
What an opener. All right. Smack on the head and then sweep and bam on his ass.
Hello, my name is Lump, but there's more back here. Please, quick, dispatch this as fast as you can. And that's my turn.
Okay. And that's your turn. Okay. Next up is Krucka.
Krucka, having heard Cam's narration, would like to point out, but can't, that he is not frozen by fear, but by surprise.
So you are paralyzed for this round, able to do nothing.
He can recall knowledge.
That's true. That's true. You can recall knowledge.
You know, whatever good that's going to do. Recall away.
Yeah, well, you could roll me occultism on that if you like.
Oh, no, he'd rather not. Delay. Or just, no, I guess he's got to wait for that to take.
Yeah, no matter what, you're going to waste a turn with it, so.
Well, he doesn't want to, like, if it's going to ramp up the DC of anything, just whatever he
fair
can
enough.
do to waste the turn.
Mm-hmm.
Twiddle thumbs. Paralyzed.
Okay. Izori, you are stunned 2, so you lose your first 2 actions. 1 action.
Well, only having 1 action kind of messes with one plan, so she will cast Needle of Vengeance on Krucka.
Okay.
Oh
Okay,
no! Wait,
oh.
sorry. This the Moreland talk that just came out,
The Mulventalk?
and Molden talk, and Krucka will be the target. So I need
Okay.
a basic reflex save from you, please. DC 26.
Reflex?
Sorry, Will. I'm losing my
Oh,
shit
okay.
over here.
Will. All right. That makes more sense. Are you throwing something? Will save. Okay. Basic will save. I got 35.
Yeah, you're good. Never mind.
Okay. No effect. It's one of your focus spells, right? It's been a while.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. And and then next up, you hear this like clanking noise coming from the southern room. Just this
Chuk-dunk, chuk-dunk, chuk-dunk. What are you doing, Lump? Stay in line.
and you can see this like barbed net comes flying out from the room towards lump, and that's going to be a 28 to hit you.
That just beats it.
Okay. So this barbed net comes flying at you. You become clumsy 1, and you have a 10-foot status penalty to your speed, or circumstance penalty, I should say. And you can try to escape this net for sure. But it's after this is tossed at you, there's going to be this big trident that just comes flying in your direction. It's another 28 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. So you're going to take 19 damage, 7 piercing, and 3 evil. Is that right?
I am unaffected by evil damage.
Oh, you're unaffected. What? Okay.
I'm chaotic neutral.
Oh, baby. Okay. So just 16 damage then. 16 piercing damage. Actually, hold on. I have an extra ability for this. Merciless Thrust. You are clumsy, so you take an extra 8 damage on top of that.
Oh, okay.
So 24 total. As this thrust hits you through this barbed net, and like you kind of have a hard time getting out of the way.
Okay, I am going to use my reaction to cast Blood Vendetta for making me bleed my own blood.
Okay.
And I need a will save.
Love that spell.
I'm done bleeding blood for you. Have some of your own.
Ooh, 17.
That's
not
a
good.
failure.
Okay.
So you'll take 2d6 bleed damage at the end of your turn, and I will go ahead and apply those damages to myself.
Okay, is that persistent bleed?
It is persistent bleed.
Okay. Sorry, how much was it?
It rolls at the end of your turn, so if you just drag the spell effect Blood Vendetta Failure onto the character, it'll do it all off for you.
Perfect. And so that would have triggered right after the strike,
Yep.
and I guess that would have been before the end of the turn, so I'm getting a thing telling me I am immune to bleed.
Okay.
Although I don't see it on the character sheet, I'm guessing it's because this creature is basically made of jagged iron.
Makes sense to me.
And only jagged iron. So, does not compute.
Okay.
This is when the magical trap has its turn. And anyone who is stunned or paralyzed, which is going to be Tulak and Krucka, I need a basic will save, please.
Yay!
Great at those.
24.
17.
Fail. You both take 5 mental damage, and you are paralyzed for 1 round. Here's the thing, is this is going to happen repeatedly every round. It's going to keep you paralyzed and knocking your damage, hitting you in the head with this damage. However, now that it's activated this, you can break the paralyze, but you have to take mental damage to do it. So you can willingly take some mental damage and release yourself from the paralyzed on your next turn. And it is Tulak's turn.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay. Oh, sorry. You can do that as a reaction. So you can actually both do it right now if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what are we rolling?
You're just spending your reaction. And you both take 36 mental damage.
Oh, that's a lot more.
As you push this paralysis out of your mind. And it just makes something snap in your head. You can feel some blood trickling out of your ears, your nose, but you suddenly feel free.
All right, that was half my health.
I have a headache.
But Tulak, you have your whole turn ahead of you. What do you want to do?
So Tulak will, first of all, I'd like to do a recall knowledge on this trap, just to see if Tulak has figured out somehow how it works. Is it just within the light because it's spread to the whole room, or what?
Okay, go ahead and roll me what you want there.
I'll
take anything.
Is it a magic check, like occultism?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I assumed that was assumed.
Oh, yeah, but I was thinking maybe thievery. I don't know. But anyways, that's a 19 on the die for a 35.
So given the steps that just happened in quick succession, you would bet that it's meant to catch you off guard, and its initial effects keeps you in place, and then it tries to maintain that, otherwise punishing you. But now that you've escaped its grasp, you feel like you're probably good until it resets itself. But it costs quite a bit to do so.
Yeah, and do we know how long it takes to reset?
It'll reset itself over the course of an hour.
Okay. So, Tulok, that's his first action, turns to his companions and says, "This creature, he wants to help! Destroy his companion and the person within the room!" And will cast telekinetic projectile at the creature beside Lump.
Okay.
Ooh, not so good. 4 on the die, 19 to hit.
Not gonna happen.
Okay, that's me.
All right.
Oh, also the reason I reiterated that was because I don't know if Lump was in the end there still speaking in Aklo or if he was in common when he said to attack the buddy.
Oh, I was speaking comedy, y'all.
All right.
You all look vaguely human.
It'd be pretty fun if you didn't speak common.
I know, right? Pleading eye, please. I promise, same team.
This is sort of the opportunity to have Glastrom do something at the end of the round, otherwise you've wasted a round for him.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I asked who was playing him in the chat.
I'll do it.
Oh.
We're going to go ahead and throw an acid arrow at the little guy on the ground.
Acid arrow.
31 to hit.
31 hits.
All right. It's going to take 22 points of acid damage and 1d6 persistent acid damage.
Damn. Woo. I'll take it.
And last action is going to... they're going to move... Oh, God, their movement speed is 15. They'll move back over here.
Yeah,
next
it's just a little
Tulok.
deep gnome.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Just... All right. That ends their turn.
Okay. Next up is the Melvin Talk, who just took a beating. Who is going to... let's see... first of all, stand up from prone. First action. Second action is going to kind of just over his shoulder is like, "Get this Lump, boss! It's betrayed us! I'll get the others!" And is going to peel over towards, let's go with Kruka, the nearest one, and is going to swing its Temchal Chakram for a 20 to hit. Oh, brutal.
Nope.
Natural 2. Okay, and next up is Lump.
Lump sees this creature trying to run away. You watch as their arm flicks back and forth rapidly and then just elongates into this fleshy muscle cord, shifting into a whip, and is going to, not so fast, and going to go ahead and trip the one that just ran up on Kruka.
Okay. Try to keep him down. Oh, I forgot to take my my persistent acid damage. 6 damage. Failed the check. What do you got?
That's a 27 to trip the creature.
Yep, that's gonna do. Down on his ass again.
Yep. And then gonna go ahead and intimidate. Just, "You were always the worst. No one loved you." And that's a 23 to intimidate.
Against the Melvin Talk again?
Yep.
23 versus my will DC? No, I'm afraid not.
Wow. Okay.
He just like falls down on his ass. He's like, "Oh, damn you, Lump! You'll pay for this!"
Okay. Then my last action is going to be raising a shield and bracing for impact.
Okay. Kruka, what do you got?
Kruka flies into a rage, and with this thing already off guard, is going to swing with the butchering axe. 27 to hit.
That hits.
32 damage, 8 fire, 24 slash.
Oh, nice. Big ol' hit.
And hearing that little diatribe, and because he's sitting right there, he's going to swing again. Let's just Melvin talk about it. 29 to hit.
Yeah.
36 damage.
Okay. Boom. This thing is looking rough. Izori.
Izori will stride 10 feet. So she's pretty much in the center of the room. And then with her...
This is the creature
next...
you see over Lump's shoulder, by the way.
Jeez.
It's like if Shelob the Great had a baby with the Witch King of Angmar.
In a way, it kind of looks like that, like kind of like a Drider, and it's got like a Witch King helmet, and it's just made of, but the whole thing is made of jagged iron and metal. It's got like, is it 6? It's got 8 legs, 6 legs. Looks like it's got 6 spidery legs. And this big jagged trident and all this crazy armor, and this like orange, like glowing smoke coming out from inside of it.
Izori with a free action will look to Lump and point at this metal Drider Witch King. Is it alive? Is it intelligent?
Yes, it is intelligent. It's given me orders and can talk and such.
Then I will rack it with mental pain. And her voice echoes out as she casts Phantom Pain with her next 2 actions.
Nice.
That is a DC 26 will save, please.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking at the Phantom Pain traits here. And I'm afraid this seems to not affected at all.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
With the recall knowledge, I can tell you why.
Yeah, I was afraid of this. Most of her spells have the mental trait and the illusion.
It's not the mental trait.
So
it's not that.
I know which one it is.
It's fine.
Yeah. You just like Phantom Pain. It's just like
Pitiful mortals.
That's her.
Okay, that's you. And this creature's just like,
Last chance, Lump. Sort this out.
and just like reaches into its own body. It threw its trident earlier, and it just like hit the ground. And now it reaches into its own body and just pulls out another trident out of like seemingly no space at all. Just
Dope.
and steps forward and just strikes one more time at Lump with a natural 20.
All right.
And that is gonna be 38 piercing damage since you're immune to evil.
All right.
And you're still clumsy from the barbed net, so you're gonna take another 6 on top of that.
Okay.
And that was the warning shot. Tulok, what do you got?
Tulok will move 15 feet to the eastern wall and cast telekinetic projectile at the large creature approaching, sending a stone towards it. Now, also, I totally forgot this last time. I do need to roll a flat check, because I'm stupefied.
Oh yeah, yes you do.
Meet to beat with a 7 because it's 5 plus your stupefied level.
Okay,
And so that will be a 28 to hit.
that hits.
19 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, and this thing takes its first blow. Move and projectile, Glastrum Dur.
Glastrum is going to take a 5-foot step behind Aurori and gonna go ahead and cast Produce Flame at the creature on the ground.
Okay, the Molten Talk.
Yep. A 16 to hit. 2 on the dice.
That's a miss.
Alright, that is all 3 of their actions.
Okay. And the Molten Talk is up, is going to stand up from prone again and swing twice at Kruka. 23 to hit.
No.
24 to hit?
No.
Oh, come on! I thought you were 20. Oh, you were 24 for so long. Miss.
Yeah,
miss.
that's what you get for letting us level up.
And then it takes 5 persistent acid damage and fails its recovery check. You are up, Lump.
Lump is going to take 2 actions. You see the hand on their chest glow as they cast a 2-action heal on themselves.
Okay.
For 62 points of damage. Or 62 points of healing. Words.
Minus.
That's a lot of healing.
Yeah, I just healed all the way
Holy
back up to
shit.
full. And so, like, you watch them spit blood out of their eyes, dribbling down their face, and start going around the outside of their eye. I can do this all day, and they are going to go ahead and
show the artwork again. Just look at the face. Just look at the face. It's so messed up.
Is going to go ahead and raise the shield as the last action.
Okay.
Actually, no, they're going to go ahead and escape out of the barbed.
Okay.
And I'll make an
Roll
athletics
me
check.
An escape check.
30.
30 will escape, but in the process you take 1 slashing damage, which I'm sure is not worrying you at the moment. And you are no longer clumsy and no longer have your status penalty. Just shake it off. That's it?
Yep.
Cool. Kruka.
As clumsy as you've been, there's no one lumping. Kruka is going to start a swinging, I guess. First action, strike with the butchering axe, 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Fuck yeah, 22 damage.
Okay. You kill the Molventok. And as you do, I need everyone in that air radius to roll me a reflex save.
Son of a bitch, I just moved into that area.
As the seams of its body rupture in a massive explosion.
Forget about that.
Let's see, Kruka, what'd you get?
15.
You take, let's see, you take 24 negative damage.
Okay.
Lump?
Lump with a 10 on the die for a 22.
You take 12. Izori?
25.
You take 12 as well. Negative damage. Tulak?
26, baby!
12. And Glastrom Dur?
24 with a 15 on the die.
Okay. Also 12. And I'm going to have to roll for the big guy, too, because he just so happens to be in the space.
Planned it like that.
Also going to take 12. Oh, it's a necromancy effect. Immune to necromancy. So it doesn't affect this creature.
We need to recall knowledge real bad.
Yeah, I just don't know how it's not bleeding. It's weird.
Okay, you have 2 actions left there, Kruka.
Yeah, and that's going to be a 2-action Ring of the Ram. I'm going to crumple that thing like a tin can. Fortitude save, please.
Okay. Fortitude save against the giant metal thing. 32.
That's pretty good. That's a critical success. You're unaffected.
Yeah. Okay. Izori.
I guess her first action will be to recall knowledge because we need it. We're I feel like we're dying here.
You can give me Arcana, Crafting, or Religion.
Someone, anybody else know anything about this? As she forgoes her recall knowledge, and instead she will just launch out a 3-action magic missile.
There you go. Can't go wrong with that.
4, 4, and 5 damage.
Okay, not too bad. Next up is this creature. It is going to... it's going to grab... It's going to reach down and grab the barbed net from the ground and just, toss it over Lump's head at Izori. And that's going to be a 22 to hit.
That's a hit.
It's a hit? Okay.
Cover?
It's a large.
Oh, it is large.
Yeah, that's a tough one. So I'm going to kind of say no on that one, yeah.
That's fair.
It's close, though. So now clumsy 1 and have that penalty to your movement speed, and then it's just going to toss this Trident right at you with a 23 to hit.
Yep.
You are going to take 14 piercing plus an additional 6.
6 what?
Piercing as well.
Okay.
And Tulak, you're up.
I will murder these creatures before your eyes, Lump, and then you will know that you need to continue to serve.
And you said the recall knowledge on this thing is Arcana, Crafting, or what?
Religion.
Okay, Tulak rolls Arcana. 30.
Hey.
And sorry, you probably should have rolled that.
Nice.
That's fine. Yeah, 30. This is known as a Levelock. It is a fearsome giant made of jagged iron. It serves in the armies of hell as a potent warrior and tenacious hunters. And they are creatures of absolute discipline and endlessly obedient to diabolical tyrants. It is a fiend. It is a devil. It is also a construct. This is why it has all of these immunities and such. I know I've talked about this before, and Cam has told me their method of recall knowledge. I keep forgetting what it is. Cam, do you want to fill in the listeners what you usually do, and maybe we can adopt that going forward?
I usually give them something that is interesting, and so like on a success, they would get to ask one question, and I'll usually give them something like their weakest save or their strongest save, depending on what they want.
Okay. So on a success, something interesting and their weakest save or their strongest save.
Yep.
How does everyone feel about that? Something in my hands and then one of the saves.
Sure.
So this creature can endlessly forge weapons from inside its own body. As you've seen already, it pulled a trident out of its body. It can do that over and over and over. And so long, you kind of already know, as long as you are within its barbed net, or rather, as long as you are either clumsy, enfeebled, immobilized, or restrained, you will take extra damage from its trident strikes. It is typically a phalanx fighter, which means it grants AC bonuses to allies near it, or especially specifically devils near it. So it is sort of not in its favorite element right now. But that being said, you kind of already knew a lot of that, so I'm actually going to go ahead and just for the sake of easing all your minds, I'm going to give you its immunities, and then do you want its highest or its lowest save?
Lowest.
Lowest is will. However, its immunities are bleed. I didn't see it. It's the first one. Bleed, death effects, disease, doomed, drained, fatigued, fire, healing, necromancy, non-lethal attacks. That was yours, James. Paralyzed, poisoned, sickened, and unconscious. It's a tough cookie.
Okay. Tulok quickly relays this information to his allies and then turns to Krucka and says, Krucka, take it out! And casts haste.
Nice. Quickened condition to Krucka. Glastrum-dur.
Okay, so no fire. Got it. I'll use
Blindness.
blindness. All right, blindness. What do you need? Fortitude save?
Fortitude save.
I rolled a really low, but I get a bonus to magic saves. It's a 21.
21 is a failure. If I'm assuming it's a higher CR than good old Glash here, so gonna be just blinded until its next turn begins.
Okay, so this is incapacitation. So what level did you cast blindness at?
It was at spell level 3.
Okay, so this ended up being a success, even though it was a failure.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. So blinded just for one round, was it?
Until its
next
turn begins.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's blinded, which effectively makes it off guard to your attacks. That's the new word for flat-footed listeners. Already implemented into Foundry, which is great. Cool. So that's 2 actions.
And then the last action, he will try to aid Azori getting out of this net.
Okay.
So
I can help you get out of the net if you like, Azori.
I guess I'll just make an unarmed, so it's going to be a D20 plus.
You
10.
wait till in her turn. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you spend an action readying it, and then a reaction to actually implement it. Yeah. Okay. That's Glastrum-Dur's turn. Good use. Very good use of that character. Lump, you're up.
Lump is going to... I didn't hear immunity to frightened condition in there, so I'm going to go ahead and demoralize my former boss. I'm living the dream. I finally found a chance to get out of here, and I'm not going to miss it. And I roll a 8 for a 23.
23 versus the will save. which is going to be a success.
The lowest one.
All right. So frightened 1. And then I'm gonna go ahead.
Just as this thing goes blind, you're like, I don't think so. And he's like, oh, fuck.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and trip it.
Okay.
That is going to be a 6 on the die for a 25.
25 versus my reflex DC. Yep, that succeeds.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
And
Fuck yeah.
then I'm gonna go ahead and grapple this thing. This will be at a -5 for a rolled a 11 for a 25.
25 will not do it.
Dang it!
Yeah, just barely missed it, to be honest.
Did I miss it by 1?
But I'll only barely miss it because it's got like reduced stats right now too from being blinded and prone and shit. So
Yeah. All right. Well,
but
that's all
it was
3 of my
damn
actions.
close. Okay. Next up, Krucka.
Okay, Krucka hastily will use Renewed Vigor to get some temporary HP back. That'll be 7 HP for half my level plus my con modifier.
Oh, I forgot you had that.
He's going to stride up, and we haven't really encountered this because we haven't fought too many things that are immune to fire, but I'm just going to deal normal rage damage in this swing instead of dealing fire damage.
Oh, yeah, because you can make the choice, right?
Instinct.
Hold on. Do you have to decide that the moment you start your rage, though? Because that's usually one of those caveats.
Is that what it is?
While raging, you increase your damage 2 to 4 and changes damage type to match your dragon's breath weapon instead of the damage type you're. If you do this, your rage action gains the arcane as well as the type matching.
Oh, it's upon raging.
Just if you do this. So I think it's upon raging, yeah. So I think you're stuck with it.
Well, okay, I will untick that box, and we talked about it, so it's staying in, but anyways, he's going to strike out with some fire. 29 to hit.
It's a good thing to remember, though. I totally forgot about that. 29 is definitely going to hit, yeah.
26 damage, 8 fire, going to be negated.
Okay.
And he's going to swing again with a map -5. Nat 1. No hero points.
Brutal. You can also tell not all of your physical damage went through. So not a. I mean, it's a good hit, but like it, it was about half the power you wanted it to be. Izori.
Izori will spend her first action to attempt to free herself from the net.
Okay. Glassgrim Door can
Spend a reaction.
aid right now.
Plus 15.
15. It's not great.
And that's an 18 from Izori.
Not gonna do it. You take 6 slashing as you try to pull these barbs off of you when they just cut your hands all up.
Okay, next 2 actions, she will just cast Phase Bolt at the level lock.
Level lock. Sweet Phase Bolt, ignoring soft cover.
It just reduces it by 2, so I think that
totally
ignores
ignoring it then.
soft cover. Yeah. That's a 1 on the die for a 17 to hit.
Oh no. It's not a great round for you guys. Not a great round.
Not a great combat for me, period.
I did great. What do you mean?
I have not done a single thing yet.
Okay, blinded comes off. Still frightened and still prone. First action, stand up. And is going to pull another trident out and take a stab at Krucka. 29 to hit.
That hits, and that's why you use temporary HP.
You take 13 piercing damage. And Tulok, you're up.
You take 13.
All right. Tulok raises his hand that isn't holding the Staff of Necromancy, and at heightened to level 3, Tulok will cast Magic Motherfucking Missile. So when it's heightened, for each time I use it, each action, I get an additional missile. So 6 total. Ready to count?
Oh boy.
6, 8, 5, 7.
Nice. Bam, 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 bam.
I didn't count that, but it seems like a lot.
Okay. great call. James has just reminded me quietly that Frighten should have ticked off, but I also need to roll a will save, given Azori's what was it again? Her dread
It's her
armor?
lesser dread explorer's clothing.
Yeah. I rolled a 13.
Does not tick down past 1.
Not tick down as Azori glares at this thing all wrapped up in a barbed net. All right.
Glare at him.
Glastramdur.
Glassdrum is going to go ahead and cast Acid Splash.
Okie dokie. So lesser cover from this.
That is a natural 20.
Of course it is.
Hey.
Nice.
Damn.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
That's like 3 from Glastramdur in this session.
Laissez.
So that is 8 points of acid damage.
Okay.
And then
That's crit damage?
it's doubled to 16, excuse me.
Okay. Another 16. Okay.
Okay, and then Lump and Crooked will take 1 splash.
Oh, do I take persistent? Oh,
You will take
splash,
persistent as
okay.
well, but yeah. And then you're going to take
Okay.
2 persistent acid.
Okay, so I take another. So does Krucka. The Krucka, did you take your splash?
I did.
Okay. And then persistence. How much? 2 persistent?
2.
All right. Good move from Glastramdur. Lump, what do you got?
What's this bucket of bolts looking like in front of me?
Lots of pieces have fallen off. It's looking pretty rough, to be
All
honest.
right.
There's just bits and pieces flying everywhere. You can see more inside of this like infernal flame or smoke inside of it, and it's like just kind of wavering on its legs.
Okay. Lump is going to look at it. Arm whips, turning into a morning star, and is just going to go ahead and swing with the morning star. That's a 17 on the die for 34.
Not only is it a critical hit, but you could describe in as much detail as you like how you kill your former boss.
Ooh, baby.
Nice.
Fantasy of everyone.
Oh man.
Lump just smashes it in the leg, and as it drops, bashes it in the head, and just says, "Rust and shit."
Rust and shit. Hell yeah.
And an apparent new companion just showed the boss who's the real boss, and we'll sort out exactly what this Lump character is next time, because that's where we're gonna call it.
Wish I could hit my boss with a morning star.
Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.